Hello, friends. Uh, a very warm welcome to the launch ceremony of Tale of a Nocturnal Sojourn, which is written by me. I'm Anthura Banerjee, author and poet. I will introduce myself later. Let me introduce my esteemed panelists first. Uh, I will first introduce Lily Swarnji, who is a very renowned poet and author. A little bit about her. Lily Swarnji is also a wide known multilingual poet, author, and columnist. She is a gold medalist, university color holder, radio show host, and peace ambassador. She is the author of A Trellis of Ecstasy, which has been dubbed as a veritable delight by the Journal of Commonwealth Literature in London. Her books, The Gypsy Trail, History on My Plate, Lines
Lilies.
Lilies. Lilies of the Valley have also been highly appreciated. She is the awardee of more than 50 national and international awards, like the Royal International Prize for Poetry, Global Icon of Peace, Sahitya Ratan, Gujarat Sahitya Academy, Master of Creative Impulse, and many such prestigious awards. Her poetry has been translated into 16 European and Asian languages. I would also like to congratulate her for being nominated for the Inspires Awards 2021. Welcome, Lily ji.
Thank you very much, Antra. It's indeed a huge honor to be part of this wonderful launch. And
Thank you.
Rivers is a place where I feel at home because
Yes,
of fun. Yes, and I'm glad that we are launching here. And more power to you, your pen.
thank you.
And I'm so looking forward to unveiling this book today.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lily ji. Now I'll introduce another esteemed panelist today, Dr. Santosh Bakaya. She is a renowned and loved. Hello, Santosh ji. I was just introducing you. You look great. I'll just get to the point. Ah, great. Santosh ji is a renowned and much loved academician, poet, essayist, novelist, biographer, TED speaker, and mentor. She wears many hats. And frankly, she needs no introduction. She is the winner of the first Royal International Award for her long poem, O Hark, and critically acclaimed for her poetic biography of Mahatma Gandhi, Ballad of Bapu. Her latest books, Only in the Darkness Can You See the Stars, a biography of Martin Luther King Jr., and Songs of Belligerence. She is also a very popular columnist of the column Morning Meanderings. Welcome, Santoshji. Welcome again. Now, I would like to introduce my dear publisher, uh, the young Afan Yaswi. He is one of the most sought after youth leaders from India. He is a social activist, documentary filmmaker, columnist, author, and publisher. He is the founder of two non-profit organizations called the Inner Call Forum of Evolution, Development, and Awareness, and Yesvi Foundation. Afan is the publisher and editor in chief of a magazine on Sufism called Wajd. He is the mastermind behind Rivers Group, The Energy That Flows, and his motto is to ignite minds and illuminate souls. Now, a little bit about poor me, Antara Banerjee. I will introduce myself. I am an author, poet, mentor, speaker, and social commentator. I have been awarded the Sanmark Aparajita Award in 2019 as a young achiever for my contribution in the field of literature. Udan Empowering Women Awards 2017 for my contribution to women for my outstanding contribution to women centric literature, an award of honor from the New Zealand Punjabi Association for my contribution to social justice. I'm an ardent social commentator and speaker and have spoken in prestigious platforms like AKLF, TIE, Kala Ghoda, Women's Economic Forum, Rakshak Debates, BESC Literature Events, and Gorky Southern Events, to name a few. And I'm also the chairperson of communication at Rakshak Foundation. I'm a professional of marketing and branding. That's a little bit about me. So I think we are ready for the discussion now. I again welcome Lily ji and Dr. Santosh Bakai ji.
Thank you so
Uh,
much. Hats off. Wonderful book. Congratulations, Afan. Wherever Afan comes, put it out.
Afan, I think Afan will join a little bit later because he has been traveling and yeah, he needs to read somewhere properly to talk to us. So I think we'll just start.
Keep the energy flowing.
Sorry.
Outside Afan, wherever you are, keep the energy flowing.
Yes, of course, Afan. We are missing you. Yeah. So I have, as I we have discussed already, that this book is being presented to the readers in a very uh, innovative way, if I can say. It is a kind of a combination of a web series and a coffee table book. And why do I say that? Because the book will not be published as a whole. It is going to be published, each chapter of the book is going to be published every alternate day. So, with 17 chapters of this book, we are going to have 34 days of this, of the reading of the book. And thank you, Santoshji. And as many of you may know, that I'm a graphic designer, so I have designed the graphics, some graphics for each chapter, so that this looks like a coffee table book. So that is why I say that it is a web series come coffee table book online. uh, I would come to you first, Santoshji. Or what do you think about it?
Well, honestly speaking, I'm just mesmerized. I just saw the graphics and I'm tongue tied. So
Oh my
let me
god.
possibly again I'll be able to speak. Maybe smiling. Smile after ages. And nice to see you there. Here you are coming back to India. Good. So anyway, let's go to the book. It's a wonderful book. Wonderful book. It is something which I am also very fond of writing. And you write about the book also. There is a lot of magic realism. And I am sure the starting imagery. Honestly speaking, I just love the imagery that you talk about. It reminded me of so many things, so many books, so many classics which are full of magical realism. And especially, it's so awesome. And I don't really use the word awesome. There was no other awesome. The graphics are, and I just, there is, this is magic realism at its best. And
Oh my god. Thank you.
Pence has created a fantastical world with demons, snakes, maledictions, diamonds, colored thrones, devils, and the dark underworld, a crystal and so these are
Yes.
mesmerizing in 17 chapters with stunning images, powerful vocabulary, and beautiful description of relationship. And if you allow me, I just want to what's the first chapter? Yeah, the first one. I just want to read a few lines from that, the way you have described nature, if you'll allow me to.
Sure, sure, Santoshji. All yours.
Yes, I just love nature, and I'm sure you also I know nature. So I'm just I cannot contain myself from reading a few lines from this. With your permission, I can see one is also. So here it is. This is the first chapter. Heiress has arrived. The first chapter. How beautifully unconceptible nature. The moonless sky, shimmering with the cold light of a million stars, shone like a great stretch of lapis lazuli, stretched to the horizon. The wind poked her crisp, sensual fingers into all that responded to her ocean. Tiny lights of the hands to it inaudible, rotating and repeating, one dissolved in the air. The formations looked as though they had turned into fairy lights, in little strings to the thick shadow of the forest. The black mountains, open wisps of moist clouds that rose from the rugged body of the Roman giants like flyaway bits of cotton. A luminous scarlet haze lingers above the peaks, enticing olives who dally around the stranger that box the shady dark eddies in the after hours of such a beautiful, eloquent description. I just loved it. And hats off to you, Antara. And
Thank
I'm not.
you.
I'm very keen to read a few lines later on, but you can carry on. And I really.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for describing my book, my writing as magic realism, Santoshji. It was it was very humbling, and it was an honor. Uh, I will come to Lily ji. Lily ji, what do you think about this presentation? The way we have planned the presentation of the book in a serialized form, and also the graphics. Generally, when we read, we online, especially, it is just the content. Generally, we all literary people know that it is a content, and we like Kindle. We just keep on reading. We don't have any graphics. So do you think that this serialized thing will work, and do you think that the graphics will help, or will they be distracting? So there are two three questions combined together.
At the outset, let me congratulate you for this really wonderful achievement. It has
Thank you.
outstanding graphics which bring to life all the senses. I feel so sensuous just reading it. You know, just
Oh my
watching
god.
the whole blend that you have takes me to the Grimm's fairy tales. So there are word
Mm.
pictures which are put with so much realism in them that they pop out of the screen, you know. And along with
Oh
those
my god.
graphics, they just take you to another world, a surreal world where you could be a child and yet be an adult at the same time, because you're talking of freezing dew, you're talking of icy black onyx of the throne, and then you're talking
Yes.
of the really seductive honey and the crimson petals on that
Yes.
seductive statuesque body of your heroine. So
Hmm.
then you add those word pictures like the crooked lines of brilliant lightning. They come to life. The flavors of the spices I can smell. You know, when the
Yes.
roasting of the wild boar is going on. So it's a
Yes.
combination of sensuous fairy tale making, which kids make wide-eyed looks, and it also is
Yes.
the heady intoxication of the nutmeg, the turns of phrase. At the risk of sounding hackneyed and mundane, I can say they blew me away. The blue adventuring eyes of the serpent. You have
Yes.
done a great job, Antara Banerjee, and I am
Thank you.
glad to be launching this book for you.
I take a bow, Lily ji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm honored. Uh, Santosh ji, now I'll come back to you. Uh, I can go on about my book, but both both of you have read it, so definitely I have described it as a lyrical fairy tale for adults. Now, I feel that some people would look at it as erotica, and some people would look at it as very sensuous. How would you look at it?
Eroticism in it, and I think Lily will agree. There is such. Can you hear me?
I can
Yes,
Many
indeed
yes.
go hear
eroticism
you. Yes, yes, go ahead.
and visual delight. So I really loved each chapter. 17 chapters full of delight, and
Oh my
each word beautifully written. and each chapter is my
Thank
photo is there. Lily will agree.
Thank you so
I
much.
read it twice. I said, each chapter. Hats off to you.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Like a true shire, I wanted to say shukriya, shukriya, shukriya. and and Lily ji, okay, Santosh, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I said the audience is going to get it. And hats off to Afan also. The very idea is unique. I
Yes, I was so glad that somebody warmed up to that idea, because anything new that you try to do, there are very few people who believe in it. And I'm so glad that Apan believed in in the way I wanted to present it. I can be very demanding sometimes, and I want things to be just my way because I'm a graphic designer. I design my stuff, I write my stuff, and then I want everything my way. And so I really hats off to Afan that he uh, agreed to everything very readily and enthusiastically. Not that he was grudging at all. He was very enthusiastic about it, and he kept believing in me. So that is what made it a very beautiful pre-production journey. Now we will have to see what comes post-production when it's actually launched. Uh, Lility, I'll again come back to you with that the same question, because perceptions are very different when we read something that eroticism and sensuality. So, how would you place this writing?
I would say there's a thin thread that differentiates them, and you are
Mhm.
bordering on it, you know. And when you
Okay.
read it, you do not get, you do not get a feeling that you're reading something erotic, but you do get a feeling that it's purely sensuous. I told you this before, and I'm saying it now, that
Yes.
it awoke feelings in me which I, as an older woman, thought I had forgotten.
Oh
But
my God.
that is the joy of good creative writing. It can transport you to different levels, and I think you have achieved that very well, specifically with the subtlety of the nuances that you have put in it. You know, your characters, like you talk of how they are cursed to die at the time of consummation of love. So it
Yes.
reminds me a lot of our Punjabi great love legends, you know, Soni Mahwal,
Okay.
Raja. You know,
Yeah.
they Mirza Sahiba, they could never really consummate their love. They were doomed.
Yes.
So you know,
Yes.
the power of being there and yet not reaching there, I think is tremendous. In any
Yes.
form of writing or any form of visuals, in folk songs, in ballads, the wait
Mhm.
for the consummation and yet not doing it, that makes it so much more effective. And I think you're doing it well.
Oh my God.
It reaches a crescendo without reaching
Yeah.
it.
Wow, I am honored. I'm really honored that both you you are my seniors in the literary world, and to have your appreciation and such kind words from you is really encouraging, and your blessings mean a lot to our production. Uh, Santoshji, I'll come to you now. I thought that I have put a lot of what do you say, a lot of stones, a knowledge of a lot of stones and their mystical meanings, and also herbs with their mystical meaning, and they have a lot of significance in this narrative. Do you think they sometimes are becoming tedious a little bit for the people who are not so interested in these subjects?
honestly speaking, not. In fact, on the contrary, they stoked my curiosity. I don't know much about herbs. I
Right.
wonder. I don't. Therefore, I was trying to read the lines, and I was trying to understand what you were trying to drive at. I was not feeling about that. They were not at all serious, not at all serious. In fact, they enlightened me, they enriched me. So, and that's why I kept reading it and reading it. I read all the chapters at least twice. I said so, and
Oh my God.
I was trying to And
That's so wonderful. Mhm.
you asked me to shut up, Antara, because my
Yeah.
daughter, she knows that she tells me that if the mic is handed over to you, stop. There she comes. She tells me that when the mic is handed over to you, don't stop. But before you shunt me away, I'm going to read a few lines from your sixth chapter.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Please do. Please go ahead.
And because this is the suspense that is going to be created. A few lines from the sixth chapter. Suddenly, a ball of fire flew into the cave. The fire flew into the cave. There was a soft trickling inside the night appeared the silhouette in pursuit of the Yacht. A chilling apprehension suffused my bearing like the cold rigor of the stricken of a deadly venom. My breath began to sink as the steps of the cave drew slowly. A sight so stunning unfolded before my eyes. That time seemed to have seized in the delirious moment. Did the breath squeeze in that throbbing breast, spellbound, spellbound, I remained awkwardly stating that handsome unknown. Who is that handsome unknown? I'm not going to reveal that, but these words have they are tantalizing and so everything. Thank you so much for writing this.
Thank you, Santoshji, and I am so glad that you have picked up your favorite lines also. So I really think that somewhere I have touched you, and from what Liliji tells me that she has also been touched. So I think we women uh, are very are very uh, you know. Uh,
Don't think that
I
way.
think we love this these mystical and intriguing things like stones, their mystical meanings, interpretations, and how they are used, herbs, and all these are very womanly stuff. And what would you think? What would how would the men react to this kind of writing?
Just like man sitting there. Fine.
Yes. Hi, Afan.
Adab,
Adab. Adab.
a very warm good evening to every one of you. My sincere apologies for joining all of you late. I'm very grateful to Madam Dr. Santosh Bakhayaji and Madam Liliji Sahiba who have joined us on a very short notice, especially to Madam Lily because she's traveling to India in a couple of days and I'm waiting to meet her hopefully soon. And Antra, this is a wonderful project. Me and our team has gone through it, and this is something very much new. It is going to be the episodic series, and definitely then we'll also come up with the PDF version of this book, which will be on Kindle and other platforms, hopefully. But this is
So
something which,
wonderful.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
something which has not happened before. Because
Yeah.
the book is being launched in a series manner with wonderful, superb graphics. Andhra puts a lot of time and efforts in these graphics. She's herself a designer and a very well written series. Yes.
Thank you so much, Afan. Thank you for believing in what I conceived, and this innovative way of presenting. What made you believe in this format? Because it has not been done, as far as I know. It has not been done before. So as a person who actually goes out there, we the literary people are very emotional people, so we try different things, and Lily ji and Santosh ji will readily agree. But you are someone who is very technical also. You are a literary person as well as you are very technical. You run publishing, you run it as a business. So I would like to know from your technical perspective, uh, what made you believe in this format, and why did you go ahead with it?
See, we are currently living in a different era. and this is post-pandemic area, or also the pandemic. The journalism has also shifted from TV to
Yes.
internet. It's more like mobile journalism.
Right.
Convergent journalism has happened. Books are not being published. The paper
Right.
cost is very, very high.
Right.
Kindle is doing good, but there are many new things which are coming. There are podcasts. We have done podcast with Lily. Then we also did a podcast with Abhiraji. So there we love to experiment, and as a matter of fact, both of these wonderful ladies are on advisory board. Madam Dr. Bakaya is on our advisory board for the whole group, and Lily Ji is for our Hindi edition. So the thing is that we love to experiment, and this is not only going to be our a very successful experiment, but by this we'll also grasp the know-how of people, how they will enjoy. Because there has to be the curiosity. And while I was going through your stories, I realized that yes, that chain of thought has to continue. So maybe if we are publishing a series,
Mhm.
an episode on Sunday, so I'm hopeful if you gather a good amount of crowd, we will have people waiting for the second episode on Tuesday. So we are looking forward for that, so that
Mhm.
you and us get a dedicated reader base, and then we will also come on other platforms.
That.
This is just a
Mhm.
web series. So instead of
Yeah.
the movie or a podcast, which we have already tried, we are
Mhm.
doing the text way. The story will continue in 17 episodes, and
Yes.
hopefully, I think within a month and a half, we'll be completed with this. And after that, we'll try to have the PDF file, which we will put
Mhm.
on Kindle and also on our website.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Apan, because I really think that somewhere you are touched, and you want to put it on multiple platforms. And I'm very grateful to Rivers and you for considering doing this on multiple platforms. Um Actually, I wanted to share my thought on why I uh, wanted to do is this in a serialized way. Actually, that also comes from a fairy tale. As I was discussing with Lily ji, uh, we all know Arabian Nights, and Arabian Nights was told to a king by his queen for 1001 nights. The queen wanted to escape being executed by the whimsical king, and she was a very clever and scholarly woman. She would tell him a story for the whole night and finish off just before dawn, uh, at a place where the king would wait for what will happen next. So he postpones his her execution. So that suspense, that suspense is a very interesting thing. So if we can make people uh, attracted by intrigue, kya hoga, what is coming next. So I thought that would work because very frankly there is so much content out there, and especially now, that we don't know where to go and which one to read. So since this is coming in bite sized form, people can decide if they like a chapter, they will want to read the other chapter. So it makes their choice easier, and the read also easier, because if you're given a book, then you will think that okay, let me have some good time free, then I will start reading. But for this you just need maybe 15-20 minutes, or maybe maximum half an hour to for the larger chapters, I mean. So I think, I thought this would work. um Santoshji, what would you say about it?
My intuition tells me, and my intuition is always, I'm always right. This is going to be success.
Thank you so much. Oh my god.
And
Your your intuition is my blessing.
just love it. Like, read, so I just love the nature, your vocabulary, your diction, I did not know them. Don't tell this to anyone, but this is the honest confession. So this
Oh my
is
God.
and the stunning imagery, how sensuous. No, there is no erotica there.
Mhm.
Maybe somewhere. It's so sensuous. What you like, and what is going to happen next? Happen next? आगे क्या होगा? तो बहुत पूरी कहानी
So
है.
you think that intrigue happens at the end of each chapter? Do you think so, Santoshi? It
There
does.
is
It does.
there's a lot of suspense, and for me, I was hypnotized. I was hooked. I was hooked, and that's
Oh
why
my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lily ji, coming to you. Oh, sorry, Santoshi, you were saying something.
I said it is my best. The underworld, all demons, devils, sisters, whatnot, those screeching bats, screeching owls. Wonderful.
Yes.
I just love. So people
Thank
out
you so much.
there,
So I would believe that even as adults, we are attracted to fairy tales as much as children are.
of course we are. Of course we are.
Lily ji, I'll come to you. Um, for every chapter, there are two lines of verses that tells you gist of if not the gist, at least what you can expect in the chapter. So, do you think it's a spoiler, or do you think it works?
Oh, it's one of the best things you could do. It's like a little nugget, a little capsule which keeps you intrigued and which one urges you to read further. I think it's a beautiful touch, and it comes with with years of being a writer, which you presumably are. So I think that's a wonderful touch. And secondly, the way you have blended the urge for a kid's wide-eyed wonder at the fairy tale, along with the sensuousness of an adult wanting to read what happens to that honey-soaked, rose-petaled heroine and that dashing gentleman with the long eyelashes. So I think you have done a very fine craftsmanship of webbing together of these two emotions, the childlike delight in the phantasmagorical, and also the verging on the erotic. So I think the verse at the top is wonderful, and also how you sum up at the end is so good. Yeah, we're all with you on this.
There is a poem at the end of it,
Yes,
which actually summarizes the entire story.
yes, I noticed that and I read it with great relish. Absolutely. I spent the
Oh,
whole night. You hardly gave me any time. You approached me
oh
at
my
the
God.
end. Yeah,
So we have a sleepless Lily ji here.
absolutely. Brightening myself up for you. Right on.
Thank you
And,
so much.
and I think we should be grateful to a fund, entity for this wonderful platform in which this book is going to see the light of the day, and it'll get eyeballs, it'll get a lot of readers who really want to read this kind of thing. Anybody who
Mhm.
sees it will want to read the next. So you're in a good place, and we need to thank the publisher for that. God bless it.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. God bless your fun.
Let me add some
Uh,
those lines in the beginning of the chapter. So the
mhm.
second chapter said, second chapter is predicaments of a demigod, and the two lines under the cold countenance of the Lord of Hell lurks the infernal blood of the passionate devil, and this stoked my curiosity. So these two lines they encapsulate the chapter, and your curiosity is stoked, and you want to read on. Element of
Right.
suspense in those two lines that you. That's the idea.
Thank you so much, Santoshi. And my question again is to you, that uh, in the book there is no name for the characters. I have my logic for that. There is no time in it. You cannot put it in a time slot, or you cannot put the characters in any cultural sphere or religious sphere or any territory. of the world, geographical territory. So, does it work, or does it? How do you look at it?
It works. It works. I almost thought it is an allegory of a poem, and therefore it works more. And it is very well written. Therefore, it works. There's nothing wrong. It's a good idea. You have not mentioned it. What is the name of it?
Yes, actually, someone is called a prince, and the princess, and the lord, and the maven, the druid, who actually conjures everything, puts everything together. So he's the kind of the thread that the invisible thread, and the crystal ball. So all this. Lily ji, what would you say about the characters being nameless, and the space not been defined?
I love it personally because it lets us imagine ourselves, and it lets
Mhm,
us put ourselves in a place, suspend reality. It
mhm,
helps you animate yourself into an unknown land. And to be honest, when I tell stories to my little grandkids, they will always say, Nani, you're not supposed to start like that. You're supposed to say, once upon a time in a faraway land. And I giggle like a little girl and I say that. So, we
right,
always do that. We go to once upon a time in a faraway land, there lived a prince. And then
right.
I don't have the energy to cook up a name every time. So I leave it at
Yes.
that. And you're doing just
Mhm,
that. It lets my
yes.
little ones imagine, who's happening and what's
Mhm,
happening. And they'll ask me, what's
yes.
she wearing a moonlight colored dress? So, this lets
Yes.
you think further and lets you
Right.
suspend your disbelief. I think that's a wonderful idea as far as
So
I'm.
there's a way which you
Thank.
like. Have I missed something? Is there something more to it? Like each story, and curiosity is very. So you have that way you like the readers.
Thank you so much, Santoshi. I want to talk to you about the technicality of the language. So, I purposely made, because I thought this is a fantastic story. So I, like you would see that in stories like Tales of Narnia and Harry Potter, etc. The language is kind of classical language, and it's not a very everyday, kind of language. So I have also kind of tried to uh, use that kind of language. So, what would you say about the language and the usage of words? Are they too difficult for people to understand or read smoothly? What would you say?
No, not at all difficult. Because that element of curiosity is there. And as I told you earlier, that there were a couple of words I didn't know myself. So what's wrong in consulting with English? So it will show your curiosity to learn more. So it's very, very good. And the fantasy land that you've created,
Mhm.
that we need to use very well.
Thank you so much. Actually, Lily ji, I'll come to you now. Uh, I have written about a land which has eternal night. There is no day in it. I wouldn't call it hell, because with hell we have an imagery of, you know torture and burning and inferno, etc. This is not hell, but this is a land of eternal night, and it is in the underworld. I have given a very different picture of the underworld. Generally, hell and underworld are seen as synonymous. uh, what would you say about this?
You make me want to go to hell.
Oh my god.
So you make your underworld lit up with diamonds, lit up with fireflies, lit up by crooked lightning, lit up
Mhm.
by the brightness of your hero's eyes, right? So you
Yeah.
make the underworld, the dark world, beautiful in a very fairy tale manner, which obviously is what we are hinting at. But it
Mhm.
also takes me to films which were made about sadness. They were always filmed in a very dark setting. And I have a
Right.
husband who's a Fauji, and he'll always say, "इतना अंधेरा क्यों है? इतना अंधेरे में क्यों shoot करते हैं ये लोग?" Right? So what we are
Right.
trying to do is we are bringing, we are making the atmosphere the prime hero of the novel. We are making the atmosphere the real thing more than the tale. And you have done that with, with your powerful word imagery, which I would say has hit me. You bring to life your darkness is not sordid. Your darkness is brilliant. It's radiant.
Oh
So,
my God.
so that's wonderful. Yeah, sure.
You are making me want to read my own story again.
Do that. Do that.
Right, right, right.
It's at 9. So I
There's
said I
some
have
audio. Hmm. Santoshji, there's some audio issue at your end. Kindly rectify it if possible. Your camera, you're at mute at the moment. Unmute yourself and then we can hear hopefully. Yeah, abhi theek hai.
अब ठीक है ना? हाँ.
Mhm.
हाँ.
I said I have another event at 9. So I would like to leave after some time.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, we,
I'm up.
we are almost done. In 5-10 minutes, the launch will be done, and then the first chapter will be live. So there is more intrigue coming. Thank you, thank you. Uh, to both of you, to Lily ji and Santosh ji, and probably Afan also, if he has gone through the whole manuscript. I would like to come to you, Santosh ji, first. Who would be your favorite character?
The mermaid.
Okay, the princess of the
Doesn't have a
darkness.
name. The princess of the underworld.
Yes.
Uh,
Would
Yes,
yeah, yeah, Lily.
yes, it's right.
I would like to second that. I also fell in love with the princess.
Oh my God! Oh my
She
God!
is, she embodies everything which is classically sensuous, and who is sharing her feelings with us. She's letting us know, and also, when the prince is thinking about her, you like her more. Because he
Mhm.
is imagining life without her. When she's not there, he still
Right,
feels the desire to be with her. He still
right.
feels the urge to touch her, and how she
Mhm.
made him feel. So, in reflection, also the princess is just as we hoped she would be, right? So, she is our
Right.
favorite character. I'm glad, Santoshi, तुसी ते मैं एको गल सोची है.
But what I would like to ask Santoshi, that if you would have noticed that alternate chapters are in different voices. One is in the princess's own voice,
Hmm.
and the other is in passive voice,
Yes.
in a descriptive voice.
Yes.
So generally, it is written in one voice. It is a story is narrated in by one person. Like for all Sherlock Holmes stories,
Hmm.
they are narrated by Watson.
Watson, yeah.
Yeah. Either it is all passive or it is someone, just one person who narrates the whole story. But here I have experimented with each alternate chapters, one in a person's voice and the other passive. So what do you think about this experiment?
That is why the book is so unique.
Thank you.
And with that, I would request Dr. Santosh Bakaya and Lily Swarnji. We lost your audio. The time is very less. Thank you, Antra, for your valuable
Thank you.
time. I would now request you to request our guests and dignitaries to formally launch it. And as of now, I have asked my IT team to just post it on the header of our website, rivers.com. And I would
Fantastic.
also like to compliment my video team for the day, which is being headed by Anna, who's doing a wonderful job from the back end and getting all of you people together. Thank you, Anna, for your help. And I think it gives us a lot of pleasure to state that as of now, we have launched the Tales of Nocturnal Sojourn, you all can visit our websites, and very soon we will be posting the link on all our social media platforms. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Santosh ji. Thank you, Lily ji. And thank you, Afan. Thank you. God bless. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.